Okay, fine. I'll talk about my reading challenge. Hello, welcome back to my channel. We are in a different corner of my bedroom right now. I've moved all of my things around and I'm trying to light this corner the best that I can, but this might be the best that I can do. At the beginning of 2019, I had this very lofty goal of setting myself the challenge to read 20 books. I thought, you know what, that would be maybe attainable. I didn't reach my goal last year and I didn't reach the goal the year before. I don't remember if I participated the year before, but if I did, I'm gonna guess that I didn't reach the goal of that year either. So what made me think that 20 books was an appropriate goal to set this year is beyond me. I don't know what I was thinking, but that's what I've done. I've set myself the goal of 20 books this year, and upon reflection halfway through the year, I can proudly say that I have achieved 5 of those books on the 20 books I wanted to read. It's not through lack of trying. I'm definitely trying to read like almost every day, you know? I'm trying to read a lot. But hey, let's do a recap on what I've read so far. I look really pretty, if I'm honest. And frankly, I look way too pretty to be reading all the time, so I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing, you know? The first book that I finished reading this year was Aldous Huxley's Brave New World. And honestly, this was cool. I mean, I like it. It's modern classic dystopian fiction. Fun. Everyone is like a clone of everything else. Fun. Eugenics. Fun. I saw a tweet the other day that someone thought that Brave New World was like an ideal utopia because of friggin' state mandated Valium, and to that I say, yeah, I get that. I want to feel like that all the time too. I feel like this is a book that I probably have to reread to really get it. It's also one of those dystopian fiction books where people die at the end. They just like kill themselves. Sorry if that's a spoiler. Maybe I should put in the fact that this might be a spoiler review, but hey, the main dude dies at the end. You know, he becomes woke and then he dies at the end, and then it's like, well, what's the point? This book, sadly enough to admit, I started reading at the beginning of 2018 and I only just finished it in 2019, so what does that say about me? I don't know why I set myself the goal of 20 books when I have a track record of reading at that pace, but I digress. The next book that I read was Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. This is another one, dystopian modern classic. Okay, the main character, his name is Guy, and it's like, what up, dude? His name is Guy. What kind of name is that? He is a firefighter, but in this future, firefighters don't put out fires, firefighters start fires. Oh my god, that's so profound. They burn books in a way of like stopping knowledge, and I'm pretty sure the main character dies at the end as well. Like, he kills himself. It's another situation where he gets woke and then he kills himself, and you're left thinking, why did I read this? But I can get it. It's another thing where I'm like, my dumb girl female brain will have to read it a second time in order to like really get it. But like, there's a movie with Michael B. Jordan, so I have to read the book first before I watch the movie with sexy Mikey B. Jordan, etc. The next book that I read was The Stranger by Albert Camus. Camus powder. This book was recommended to me by a friend who said that this book was really influential on him during his teenage years, and knowing what my friend is like and having read this book, you just sort of look back and you're like, huh, so this is how you are the way that you are, you know? It's like that kind of situation. This book also inspired the song Killing an Arab by The Cure, because that's what Monsieur, that's what he ends up doing in the book. He kills an Arab. I mean, I've definitely heard that song before and thought, that's a little bit problematic. And having read the book and seeing the source material that inspired the song, I can definitely say that it is racist and it is problematic. The next book that I read was Kurt Vonnegut. This is Slapstick, or Lonesome No More. You read it from the perspective of a dude who, it's dystopian future. The world has, there's a lot of gravity, everyone gets erections all the time. That's all that I took away from this book. This dude fucks his twin sister. I love Kurt Vonnegut. I feel like I always said that Kurt Vonnegut was one of my favorite authors because I read his books when I was like maybe 15 or 16, but now that I'm 24, I look back on them and I'm like, huh? Is this my favorite author? Should this be my favorite author? Like, I don't really know. I'm still going to continue reading his stuff. I just really like the way that he's to the point, and the fact that he says that he straight up fucks his sister. He doesn't beat around the bush. He doesn't beat around his sister's bush. He goes straight, dives into that sister's bush. That, like, it's pretty profound to me, you know? I've put it in my Tinder bio to recommend me a book. So far, I've been recommended the Harry Potter series, already read it, a neo-Nazi book, I unmatched him immediately, and then this one, which is The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Night. I was liking this book up until like the middle, I was liking this book up until the ending, right? So, spoilers. Follows a kid who's autistic. He finds a dead dog in his neighbor's backyard, and the neighbor thinks that he does it, and he's like freaking out because he's just being his autistic self, in his like own little way. He's trying to figure out what happened, because everything in his mind needs to happen for a reason. He can't understand the intricacies of a dead dog or why anyone would kill a dog. And then this book kind of reminded me of Incredibly Loud and Extremely Loud, Incredibly Close, whatever, in the sense that, you know, they're both told from the perspective of a child who's on the spectrum, like trying to figure out, who's, you know, dealing with the loss of a parent and is trying to figure out things by unsolving a mystery without understanding the fact that not everything in life is a mystery, but they're just trying to puzzle piece together everything in their life. But at the ending, it just felt like really rushed towards the end, because they just end up being like, oh, and now your mom has a job. His mom died. His dad explained to him that his mom died because he couldn't explain the intricacies of like another parent leaving and having the other child feel like as if it's their fault or something like that. So he tells him that his mom is dead. His mom isn't dead, but then he goes to live with his mom, and his mom's like, oh, we can't stay here. And then they move out. The partner essentially like kicks her and like the boy out, and then she like tries to live back at like the old home with like her ex-husband, and the son doesn't want to live there. If it feels like it's a rushed ending, it's because it wasn't a rushed ending. It ended in like 30 pages, and I'm like, this feels like a lot to just sort of like end in 30 pages, you know? The whole ending had like a whole maths formula and equation like written out, and I feel like this was supposed to be a joke at the end. But here's the thing, I don't know maths, so I don't get this joke. But that was my opinion on that book. So those so far have been the 5 books that I've read this year. I don't know if you can tell, but I am well behind what I should be up to in my reading challenge. So I think that going forward, I want to go forward with a plan of what I will be reading to get me to the end of the year with 20 books, hopefully. Here is my plan for the rest of the year. Short books. Short books. Short books. Short books. What I plan on reading is Sirens of Titan. This was recommended to me on my bookshelf tour video. This was recommended in the comments, so I will probably read this next. I have Jules Verne's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Tiny book. This one, Ernest Hemingway. Tiny book. Old Man in the Sea, tiny book. I would have read this if I had known that it was so tiny and it could have gotten me so close to my goal. This one, Catcher in the Rye. Surprisingly, I never had to read this for high school. I don't know if it's just on American curriculums that you have to read this, but I got away without reading this, so it's kind of a short book. How many words is words? Pages. It's like 200 pages under. Short book. Short book. And then I also have this other Kurt Vonnegut one, Mother Night. Looks fun. Looks about communists. Another short book. Less than 180 pages in this one. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. That is my next 5. That gets me up to 10. This might be cheating, but this is the complete Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, as in the first 4 books. Not the 5th one, which apparently is the bad one. I wouldn't know. I haven't read it. I have read the first one before, but if I read all 4 of them in one go, since this is a collection of all 4 of them, it's gonna count me up to 14 books, maybe. And then after that, I have no clue. I could probably read anything that is in my bookshelf right now, but in my mind I'm like, ugh, some of these things will be like really hard reads. Like, I don't really want to read them. Ugh. Do I even want to read books? That's another thing. You know, do I want to? Do I want to be an intellectual? Don't even know. Okay, I so proudly just exclaimed that I had a game plan for completing this challenge, but as it turns out, I only have 14 books ahead of me. No, not even 14 books. I have 9, no, what? I have 9 books ahead of me, and I don't know what the next ones will be. Hopefully, if you have a suggestion based on what I want to read and what I have read this past year, let me know in the comments down below. Anyway, that has been my reading update for July 2019. Hey, here's the thing. I'm not good at reading, and I hope that by setting this out into the universe, like, it makes me a better reader. It makes me want to become a better reader. It holds me accountable for wanting to be a better reader, you know. I think that booktube is like a really interesting place, you know, but I feel like a lot of booktube is a lot of people just focusing on like young adult books. And here's the thing, I think I'm more gearing towards adult books. I never thought I'd see the day that I wouldn't consider myself a young adult, but like, I find like I'm just like I'm too weathered to like relate to YA novels. Like, I'm gonna put this on my list, but like only kind of half-heartedly. This is basically a textbook that I got from uni. It was prescribed from uni. As you can see, it survived my ASMR video of ripping up my uni textbooks, because I feel like this is actually beneficial. Going through this book, it tells you ways to sort of like read critically. Look at me. I put a post-it note in here as if I knew what the fuck I was talking about. But I feel like I should probably read this book just for funsies this time around and see if I can sort of get a better understanding of books through this. I feel like it would just be beneficial to me to learn how to be a better reader all around, and then just like be a bit more of an intellectual. But with that being said, I should probably end this video here. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment down below any sort of suggestions that you think might be beneficial to me. I would love it if you subscribe to my channel so that you can see more videos from me. I'll talk about books and makeup and life and everything like that. But with that being said, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!